My name is Dr. Ellen Britt, and I help entrepreneurs leverage the power of intermittent fasting to transform their bodies, their businesses, and their lives. One main problem that my students and clients have when it comes to being an entrepreneur and getting and keeping weight off is they struggle with emotional eating, meaning they turn to high-calorie, high-carbohydrate foods when they are under stress. And they are convinced that intermittent fasting won't work for them because of this pattern of turning to food for comfort. After all, they've tried diets before, and the first emotional upheaval or really stressful day in their business that came their way, the diet was in the rearview mirror, and they were comforting themselves with their calorie-laden food or beverage of choice. If you have experienced this too, you know how it feels to be desperate for emotional relief and how painful it is to break yet another diet promise to yourself as you give in to the stressful situation and go ahead and eat that bowl or carton of ice cream, those donuts, that sugary soda, or whatever your comfort food of choice happens to be. This place, this moment when you give in to stress and eat out of emotional pain, is a discouraging, painful, and frustrating place to be, both in your life and in your business. You want to feel better about yourself, the way you feel and the way you look, because you know deep inside your business and your life would be profoundly different if that were true. Fortunately, there is another way for you. A powerful, simple, effective way to eat and live that will not only transform your body, it will totally change the way you show up in your business and in your life. That way is IF, or intermittent fasting. You may have heard of it, but you may think, like a lot of people, that it's all about deprivation, and as an emotional eater, you just can't stomach that, so to speak. But you would be wrong. Let me give you an example from my own life. When I began IF on May 18th, I was under what can only be classified as emotional duress. I was facing a perfect storm in the way of 3 ongoing, dreadful family situations, any one of which would have been enough to cause the strongest person to weep. And at that time, I was not the strongest person. In fact, I was at a very low point in my life, physically and emotionally. My weight hovered around the highest it had ever been, 172 pounds, and I was miserable. I had no energy, no self-confidence, and I was ashamed and embarrassed about my appearance. My business suffered terribly because I was not willing to be visible. I avoided conferences, networking events, and even appearing on camera for a video conference. I was sabotaging my own success, and I knew it. It's just that I felt powerless to do anything about it. My comfort food, or beverage in this case, was sweet tea. I'm a native Southerner, and if you know anything about us, most of us were weaned on sweet tea made with so much sugar the spoon stands up in the glass all by itself. I was truly and totally addicted. As a medical professional, I knew just how bad all that sugar was for me, but it didn't matter. That sweetness filled an emotional hole for me as nothing else could, and it also fueled the packing on of a lot of weight. But then something remarkable happened. I discovered intermittent fasting, or IF as it's called, and the claims I heard about it seemed too good to be true. No need to restrict what I ate, only when I ate it. And yes, I could even have my sweet tea in my eating window if I wanted it. Sounded good to me, and so I jumped in. Let me show you a picture of my results. On the left, there I am at my heaviest, at 172 pounds. Fat, miserable, no energy, no self-confidence. And on the right, just 6 months into my IF practice, happy and wearing size 6 skinny jeans. Here I was, a person who was totally addicted to this form of sugar, who used it multiple times a day for emotional comfort under the most stressful conditions imaginable, and that dependence was broken by IF, just like that. I am now at my goal weight of 133 pounds, My confidence in myself and as an entrepreneur was restored, and my addiction to sweet tea has been banished for good. Here's what I want you to understand about the power of intermittent fasting and emotional eating. Because you are no longer burning glucose when you are fasting, your energy levels are steady, and you don't have the wild swings in blood sugar that you used to experience. Your mood is more positive and more even, meaning that you are able to successfully handle stressful situations that before IF would have you running for your favorite comfort food. IF enables you to control your food instead of having your food control you. Fasting itself becomes a daily practice, a dependable source of comfort and stability that you can retreat into when things get tough. And for us entrepreneurs, life and business are not always easy. Having this powerful tool on your side is invaluable. Here's simply what I ask of you. If you are an emotional eater and you feel powerless over the times when you have been under pressure and you've given in to those overwhelming urges to soothe yourself with a particular food or beverage, I want you to imagine yourself free from all that. Free from dependency on a certain food or foods for comfort, knowing they have lost their appeal, and in their place a practice so powerful and yet so simple, most people will not believe it's possible to embrace. But you are not most people. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be watching this video. I want you to experience this freedom for yourself, in your business and in your life. Intermittent fasting can bring you that freedom. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you happen to know of anyone else who would benefit from watching this, please feel free to share it with them. Till next time, and I'll see you very soon.